This is Phoebe Green and the Locker of Destiny, written and read by me, James Dubern. We are on chapter 16. It's called Yard of Grass. The sun was low in the sky and a cold breeze whipped up from the sea. Phoebe could almost taste the salt in the air. She had considered stopping by her dorm to change into her jeans and a warm jumper, but thought that might annoy the headmistress. Also, Phoebe was in a hurry to get to the groundskeeper and locate the Locker of Destiny. She was ready to escape. Back to a Perivale with duvets on the beds and a television in the common room. Yes, Perivale 2025 had Clarissa Harding, but at least the girls had their own phones. Plus, they had Cocoa Pops. Speaking to the groundskeeper was her first step on the journey back to a world of chocolatey milk and Mummy's voice at the end of a phone line. Phoebe entered the archway where the lawn gave way to a gravel courtyard. The sound of a hammer striking metal came from a red brick building, with its wooden doors shut. "Hello," she called, knocking against the wood. The banging stopped and the door opened. A man, about her mum's age, looked down at her. "Oh dear," he sighed. "Looks like I've got an apprentice gardener. Let's get you set up." He wore a brown checked shirt and a baseball cap that looked like it had shrunk in the wash. It seemed to balance on top of his head and somehow stay in place. His cheeks were rosy and a smile never left his face. Phoebe followed him out of the yard towards the patch of grass where she had thrown the ball. "I'm Mr. Greyson, by the way," he said, noticing Phoebe looked nervous. He added, "Don't worry, you've got a few hours till it gets dark." "Hours?" she said. "How long will this take?" "Good few hours, that. I'll bring you a torch." "What did you do?" Mr. Greyson said. "I threw a ball over the wall and smashed your greenhouse," Phoebe said. "I'm so sorry." She expected him to be cross, but he chuckled. "Ah, I wondered what had happened. Oh well, only glass, innit?" he said. "Chin up." They reached a patch of longer grass between two trees close enough to touch with both hands. "I can't get the mower in there, so just toss your square down anywhere here and get cutting," he said. "Give me a shout if you need anything." Phoebe nodded. "There is one thing," she said. He nodded. "2 nights ago I dropped something on the lawn. I wondered if you saw it in the morning," Phoebe said. Mr. Greyson scratched his head. "Anything I find on the lawn I put in lost property. Have you asked Miss Carver at reception?" Phoebe shook her head. "It was quite a big thing. You'd remember it if you saw it," she said. "Oh, a jumper or something?" he asked. "A locker," she said. "A big purple metal locker." He narrowed his eyes. "What's that?" "You know, a locker cabinet like they have at the leisure centre," she said. His smile dropped, and for a moment he looked uncharacteristically serious. "2 nights ago," he said, rubbing his chin. He looked out of the lawn where Phoebe had landed in 1995. Was it yours or did it belong to the school?" he asked. "Oh, it's the school's," she said. "It's purple." "Nah, I'm not sure about that. School don't have no lockers. Just set your square down here and get cutting. I best crack on in the workshop." Mr. Greyson hurried off, looking over at Phoebe before he turned into the archway. Phoebe felt like she had annoyed him, perhaps by asking too many questions. She hated to upset anyone, and would replay a conversation like that over and over again. Worse still, he hadn't even seen the locker, so she was back at square one. In this case, the square was full of grass. She sat cross-legged and put her eyes level with the ground. Armed with a pair of toenail scissors, the square yard of grass looked like the Amazon rainforest. She snipped the first stalk and said, "Timber," as it fell. One down, thousands to go. After an hour or so, she had barely cut a third of her square. Her index finger and thumb were red raw from the handles on the nail scissors, so she had to switch to her left hand. Now and then she looked back at the building and was sure she could see a silhouette of Miss Perivale staring out at the grounds. By 7 p.m., she was holding the scissors with her 2 little fingers and making very slow progress through the remaining jungle of grass. She heard the faint clatter of plates in the dining room, and her stomach rumbled. Would she be allowed to take a quick break? Get some food and continue after supper? She doubted it. And worse, she had been sitting cross-legged for so long that she wasn't sure if her legs would ever go straight again. She kept cutting and shivering until the lights went off in the dorms at 9 o'clock. A patch of light shone over her square, and when she looked up, she was dazzled by a bright white torch. "It's only me," came a man's voice. Mr. Greyson crouched next to her, examining her handiwork. She had completed around 3/4 of the square. He pulled out a pair of shears, the blades as long as her forearms. With a few quick snips, he finished the job that would have taken her several hours. "Now go and get some sleep," he said. "No sense you being out here this late. It's only a greenhouse." "Thanks, Mr. Greyson," Phoebe said. She scooped up the square frame and stood up. She felt lightheaded and her legs were numb. Phoebe staggered onto the grass at Mr. Greyson's feet. "Are you all right?" he said. "It's okay," she said, wriggling her toes into life. "Just give me a minute." She was glad to see Mr. Greyson happy again. He was the first man she'd seen since arriving at Perivale, and he brought back images of her childhood. She didn't have fully formed memories of her dad, but sometimes a sensation like the smell of petrol in Mr. Greyson's workshop would make her feel like a little kid again. And in those fleeting moments, she could sense her dad was in the picture, just for a second. Despite Mr. Greyson not having seen the locker, she was more determined than ever to find it and make her way back to 2025. She missed her mum so much it hurt.